Do you know the first woman to ever be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice? I've been following the career of Stevie Nicks to learn more about her and her life story. According to the website Biography.com's 2021 edition of famous musician Stevie Nicks, Stephanie Lynn Nicks was born May 26, 1948 in Phoenix, Arizona. Her father, Jess Nicks, was the chairman and president over Greyhound, but he retired to be a rock and roll concert promoter. Her mother, Barbara Nicks, was a stay-at-home mom all throughout Stevie's childhood. The Nicks moved a lot due to their father's job, and also because of his job, their mother was the primary caretaker of Stevie and her brother. Stevie began performing at 5 years old with her paternal grandfather, Aaron Nicks, who was a struggling country music singer. He said that he could just tell that Stevie had the ears for harmonies. She could find the low and high harmonies of any song before she was even able to read. According to the 2021 edition of About Stevie Nicks by the Stevie Nicks Information website, on her 16th birthday, her parents gifted her a Goya guitar with which she wrote her first song, I've Loved and I've Lost. This song made Stevie very passionate for a music career. It only took her about 1 month of guitar lessons before she was able to proficiently play the guitar. This same year, the Nicks moved to Arcadia, California, where Stevie joined her first band, The Changing Times. After only a short amount of time in Arcadia, the Nicks moved to Palo Alto, California. This is where she met her longtime boyfriend and musical accomplice, Lindsey Buckingham. She met Lindsey Buckingham at a church event while he was singing and playing the guitar. Nicks recalls, he walked into the room and started playing a song that I just happened to know every word and harmony to, California Dreaming. After a year in Palo Alto, Nicks' family relocated to Chicago, Illinois, but this time without Nicks. She decided to stay in California because of the bigger music scene and to pursue a music career with boyfriend Lindsey Buckingham. Even though she stayed in California for music, she promised her parents that she would still enroll in college, so she enrolled in San Jose State University with a major in speech communication. However, she dropped out after only a year to pursue a full-time music career. Stevie Nicks had many failed attempts at stardom with boyfriend Lindsey Buckingham before her rise to fame with Fleetwood Mac. When she was 18, she signed a record deal with 20th Century Fox to record a country album. She was persuaded later that year by Lindsey Buckingham to break the contract and join a local rock band named Fritz. Fritz had some minor success, like opening up for acts Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Santana, but they ended up splitting in 1970 due to some artistic differences. She signed with Polydor Records as a duo in 1972 with Buckingham for a band known as Buckingham and Nicks. They recorded their first album with Buckingham's newly inherited money, and they finally convinced the label to release the album 2 years later. The album didn't perform very well, however, because of lack of promotion from their label. Matt Wake from AL.com states, the album couldn't gain traction, it was not promoted by the label, and Buckingham and Nicks was dropped just 3 months later. Nicks began working as a waitress to provide for herself and Buckingham during these challenging times. In Richie Uttenberg's book, Fleetwood Mac, The Complete Illustrated History, he states that Nicks' family offered financial support if she'd enroll back in school, and she rejected this offer even though it was very tempting. In 1974, the pair decided to join a struggling British heavy folk band known as Fleetwood Mac. The band had become, with 2 Americans at the face of the band became marketable in the United States where they were previously struggling to gain traction. The members of Fleetwood Mac were now Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, Mick Fleetwood, John McVie, and Christine McVie. They had an extremely successful debut in 1974 with their self-titled album, Fleetwood Mac. They followed the success up with an even more successful album titled Rumors. Rumors is known as one of the greatest albums of all time and is one of the most famous albums of all time. But despite its success, the band members' lives were in shambles. In a 2022 article by Women's Day, Rumors sold 40 million copies but was plagued by drama, with John McIve and Christine McVie divorcing and Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham breaking up. Even after rumors concluded, the drama within the band grew. Mixtures of cocaine and affairs started to tear the band apart, says Christine McVie. She also says that she doesn't know if there was ever a day where anyone in the band was sober. Stevie Nicks was now in a relationship with Don Henley, but she was secretly seeing drummer for Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood. This caused even more tension within the band. Stevie Nicks started a solo career that began to take off, but the trouble followed her still. She had to terminate a pregnancy with her and Don Henley due to her crippling coke addiction, but this saddened her very much, and it caused her to enter rehab in 1986. In 1987, she returned to Fleetwood Mac to record their new album, Tango in the Night. But because of a physical altercation that broke out between Nicks and Buckingham, Buckingham decided to leave the band and go solo. Stevie Nicks stayed in Fleetwood Mac for 3 more years, but left after she got into a fight with the rest of the band members over her solo career. She ended up releasing a very successful album titled Belladonna with smash hits Edge of 17 and Stop Dragging My Heart Around. She went on to release 8 solo albums and have a very successful solo career. Throughout all of the ups and downs, Stevie Nicks had a very successful career, and she was inducted into the Hall of Fame twice, once in 1989 for her contributions at Fleetwood Mac, and once as a solo artist in 2019. At age 74, Stevie just wrapped up her 2022 World Tour and told Rolling Stones, "I never plan on retiring. I would do this until the day I die." I've provided you with the information on the upbringing, career, accomplishments, and struggles of singer Stevie Nicks. As you can see, Stevie Nicks had to overcome some obstacles in her life, but she worked hard to still have an amazing career. Thank you.